Let's talk about heresy, or rather, the punishment due for heretics. My man Victor Saltzpyre, the Zealot here, is the only one that can properly punish a heretic. Let me explain. So, Victor Saltzpyre is a very strange kind of character. The more health he loses, the more his power increases. So, every 25 missing health, 5% more power, and that stacks up to 6 times. His career skill, Victor charges forward, a dash, and gains 25% increased attack speed for 5 seconds. This guy loves to put himself in harm's way. He likes to be hit, and he likes to, kill things. He's just crazy. He's insane. Then you've got unswerving strikes, heavy attacks can't be interrupted. And this one's the interesting one, Heart of Iron. You resist death upon taking lethal damage. So, say you've got 1 health left, and freaking somebody just, little rat, just nabs you right in the back. And something that would normally kill any other character doesn't kill you. You resist death. What does it say? I think it's every, about a minute or so. Doesn't say what the cooldown is here, but it should. I think it's about a minute. And that's super useful because he loves to put himself in harm's way. He's suicidal, but also death crazy. And we'll talk about it. So, for your first skill here, you have the option between heal share, which I hate, and you should never use with this character. Sigmar's Herald, might be good if you're using a 2-handed weapon. He doesn't really have too many of those. This is the best one. Killing blows restore temporary health. This guy's just non-stop killing all the time. This is the one you want. And it'll come into play later. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Your second skill, Castigate. I like this one because the weapon I'm going to be using with this guy is a little bit slow. And you're going to want to... I know it sounds weird, but you're going to want to lose health with this guy. So the more health you lose, not only is your power level going up, but your attack speed's going up. So when you're below half health, increases by 10%, and by 20% when you're below 20% health. Pretty nice. Your other options here are Smite. Every 5 hits, you get a critical strike. And that's not bad. Just depends how comfortable you are with the weapon you use. If you have a weapon that's pretty fast, you can use this. I just like this one because, and we'll talk about it in the gear section, but I like this one for making my stuff fast. Don't do this one. This is just another free stack. It's just not worth it. It's just not enough, just not enough. And then Smiter, of course. Every hit on an enemy, every first hit on an enemy will stagger them, and you deal 20% more damage to staggered enemies. Therefore, 20% more damage to every enemy. Which is why you really don't need something like this. Because you can have your damage from Smiter, and you can also have your attack speed or your crits from these two. You don't, this is just, it's just not that much, This is where the bulk of your damage is going to be coming from. This and your stacks, of course. Don't use that, and don't use that. Garbage. Now, we're getting into the crucial talents that you must use. Holy Fortitude. Each stack of Fiery Faith also increases healing received by 15%. This is freaking awesome because as you lose health with each stack, you get increased power, increased attack speed, and you get more healing. And this goes up to 6 stacks, so 6 times 15. Let me do some math. That's 90. So you get 90% increased healing when you're on max stacks of Fiery Faith. That's not just to drink a potion. That's for temp health. Okay, A Zealot, you should never be healing. You should just let your temp health do all the healing. Let your teammates have all that healing. Your other option here is each stack of Fiery Faith also increases movement speed by 5%. No. Armor of Faith, each stack of Fiery Faith reduces damage taken by 5%. I mean, I guess it's not a bad talent, but for what I'm going for here, no. This is the one you want. Next is Redemption Through Blood. And this one's kind of like what you prefer kind of section here. Taking damage restores stamina to full. You know, you're going to be like charging enemies head on with this build. And sometimes, you know, you're going to have to block. And you're probably not going to have very much block cost reduction. So you're going to lose all your stamina. And he gets hit so much, I figure, well, if he just gets hit, then all my stamina comes back and I can just block him. It works for this kind of guy. Your other options here are taking damage increases movement speed 30% by 2 seconds, getting attack knowledge slows movement speed. I mean, if you want to be like a really fast Zealot, like, I guess that's fine. Calloused without and within. Damage taken reduced by 10%. You know, if you're really going for that tank combo here, and you have like a bark skin on it, I don't think it makes any sense for Zealot, but you can do it. Definitely don't do this one by itself, because 10% reduced damage alone is not very much. You know, if you're going to do the tank thing, go all in with it, I guess. But this is the one I would prefer. And then your finals. Feel Nothing. Health can't be reduced below 1 for the duration of Holy Fervor. So I like this because it goes well with Heart of Iron. So if you're really low health and you see you're about to take a hit, you can either do your dash to get away from the enemy and literally not die for like 10 seconds, and then still have your Heart of Iron, or you can take that hit, Heart of Iron will kick in, and then as you're going after that next mob, you can do your dash, and you won't die for 10 seconds. It's just a nice way to like kind of control a situation and how you live. Your other options here are attacks during Holy Fervor, increased power by 2% for 5 seconds, stacks up to 10 times. I mean, if you... It's just... you know. It's not the one I would use, but if you're really going for that buff thing, and you want to mess around with this one, yeah, that's fine. But, like, this is the best one, I think. You also have Flagellant Zeal. Each hit during Holy Fervor grants a stack up to 10. Each stack reduces the cooldown of Holy Fervor. Yeah, it's just a cooldown. I wouldn't mess with this. You know, I guess these two, but I think Feel Nothing is the right choice here. Now let's talk about the gear a little bit. The best weapon for this guy is either, you know, if you don't have if you don't have the DLC for the Axe and Falchion, that's how you say that, Falchion, use the Rapier, because anything else this guy, I guess you do have the bill hook too, but 1, 2, and this one are really the only good weapons for this guy. This guy has lots of weapons that suck, pretty much. The single axe is so slow. It's just bad. The Falchion by itself might be okay, but I think it lacks in the damage quality, and it only has 2 stamina. The bill hook is really good if you can get the headshot and like lots of crit, but you know, for Zealot, most people use the Axe and Falchion or the Rapier. Those are the two. I like the Axe and Falchion because you get the armor piercing ability. You don't have to rely on headshots from the Rapier. It is a bit slow, so I like to throw some attack speed on there, and I just go for crit chance. You know, you could go for Power's Chaos or Power's Skaven or something, but I like crit chance. It just kind of spices things up a little bit. And definitely with the Swift Slaying, you want that. That's why I kind of advocate for crit chance. Swift Slaying gives you increased attack speed when you crit, and it just couples with his his Castigate very nicely. For the gun, I like the dual pistols. I just go simple crit chance, crit power here. You can kind of do whatever you want with this, but this is something in which barrage works very nicely. As you can see, you can just unload on somebody. It's really good for bosses. It's good if you're like in a panic mode and you've got like maybe a freaking butt ton of plague monks coming at you. You can just shoot them all dead. The necklace, I advocate health for everybody. Why do I have block cost reduction on here? Get out of here. I mean, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. You can do stamina health, you can do block cost reduction health. And your trait here is actually a little bit flexible. You know, you're kind of worried about, like, maybe taking double hits. Bark Skin's probably the way to go, especially if you're going for that weird tank build that I don't recommend. Bark Skin's the way to go, but if you really want to be like a temp health maniac, Boon of Shalia would be another nice choice here. That just gives you, that would give you more than like double temp health, which would be very nice. Why do I have? Whatever. My charm here, power versus chaos, attack speed. You know, just makes that extra falchion that much faster, and then a little bit extra damage to chaos enemies. And definitely concoction for this guy. You know, you're probably this guy has 180 health. So with this build, so you're probably gonna be holding a Grim, especially because you can resist death. But you know, if you have a potion on you, I think concoction's useful. You can just drink it. You'll get your dash back, and you can do it right again. It just makes life a little more convenient. And then your trinket here, cursed resistance, crit chance. I almost never change this one, to be honest with you, unless I'm doing a cataclysm type mission. I like shrapnel. I think it's good for patrols. 2 people have not grims, grenades. You can throw yours. That whole patrol is taking 20% more damage. Somebody else can throw theirs, and they'll just blow them to bits. You know, I think this is a really nice build. You have to be a little bit you have to know what you're doing to kind of use this. The idea with this guy, since it's 6 stacks, it's 25 health. You don't want to go below like 30 health. Will put you at max stacks with this guy. So at 30 health, you can just start killing things and start building that temp health up and start slaying away. I mean, as you can see, just with the attack speed there and the attack speed there, it's already pretty fast. When you're at max stacks, you're going to have an extra 20% attack speed. So in total, you'll have 30% increased attack speed. I mean, that's almost Slayer levels of attack speed right there. So there you go.